It was the 25th of February 1942, and in the wake of the Pearl Harbor attacks just 2 months earlier, nerves were strained. So when something was seen in the sky, they threw their entire ammunition depot at it. Did they shoot at a UFO? This is the series where I tell you a story, its subsequent theories and explanations, and then I'll let you make up your mind. Today we go back to the Second World War to find out if Earth was already at war with the aliens. We talk about the Battle of Los Angeles. It was an event allegedly witnessed by thousands of people, but the full truth behind these strange events is still unknown. The Battle of Los Angeles, sometimes referred to as the Great Los Angeles Air Raid, started when LA was plunged into absolute darkness. When an unknown craft moved in from the Pacific, it sent the military into a firing frenzy and turned the town's citizens into frightened and helpless onlookers. Yeah, that's what the military does, scare people to death. The residents woke up to a roaring air sirens and the rattle of automatic guns around 3 in the morning. Aside from the flashes from the guns and the searchlights, it was pitch dark. This lasted to about 7 a.m., by which time over 2,000 rounds of anti-aircraft ammunition had been fired. They seemed to be firing at something, but it appeared that no damage was done to the strange craft, and after about an hour, the impenetrable object calmly left the area and disappeared. Yep, it's the aliens. They are all powerful. Volunteer Air Raid Warden Katie was woken up by a phone call from the Air Raid supervisor. She claimed to have seen a huge object that shone a lovely pale orange hovering over her house. Anthropology professor C. Scott Littleton, who was 13 years old at the time of the incident and whose father was an air raid warden, says he saw an oval shape and anti-craft shells explode all around it. Both witnesses, like many others, supposedly saw and heard American fighter planes in the night sky, but the US military refutes that any of their aircraft were airborne. They always refute everything. According to US Navy radar reports, the craft moved into the Santa Monica Mountains from the Pacific in the hours before the incident. Just north of that lies Mount Shasta, a UFO hotspot and suspected by some to be hiding a secret alien base. According to Native American tribes indigenous to the area, it holds a network of caves leading to an inner city inhabited by an advanced reptilian race. And other local people say tall robed humanoids live there. This probably deserves a vid of its own. So was the craft of alien origin? Recently, a G-rated comic from Texas claimed to be in contact with a race of greys originated from Earth some 300,000 years ago. They told him to be responsible for the majority of the UFO sightings as they are monitoring the planet constantly. They are probably monitoring you right now. Since there is allegedly a secret base in Shasta Mountain, could the military be involved? Was it part of a secret military exercise? The Nevada desert, where the military did nuclear tests, is only a short distance away. Did they make the public aware of these tests because they saw how secret tests can cause so much panic on that fateful day in 1942. Like they would care. Did a barrage balloon come loose as the official story at the time was? This is very contested, as the only area that had floating tethered balloons was in El Segundo. This means it would have had to first float north and then in a totally different direction. Not normal behavior for a floating balloon. It seems every time a UFO is seen, balloons get lost. Remember Roswell? Even Skeptoid recants the previous explanation. First he reports that many saw nothing, some reported balloons, a few reported airplanes, and CBS radio called it a blimp. According to his site, Secretary of the Navy Franz Knox reported the same day that no aircraft had been involved and that the entire incident had been an expensive case of jittery nerves. He also says the UFO angle was only suggested some 40 years after the incident. However, other sources claim newspaper reports were scarce and government and military officials often gave conflicting statements. Oh, so now the skeptics can't even agree on an explanation? That's just great! The real error here seems to be the treatment of the witnesses, as their statements were disregarded and not reported. This makes research and investigation difficult and hands everybody a golden opportunity to shape the history of this event however they see fit. So go ahead, you decide. If I have left something out, or you have something to add, don't hesitate to do so. Your opinions and thoughts on this are much appreciated, so drop a line in the box below. But please, be respectful in the comments, because there are real people with real feelings on the other side. If you enjoyed this vid, you can always like and share, and if you haven't already and want to see more, you can always subscribe and click the little bell to receive notifications. I have my Raphael Verdonck's World channel you might want to check out, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!